This decision by Senator Obama, what does it say about him as the Democratic presidential nominee? Because if he would have picked someone else, Evan Bayh or Tim Kaine or Hillary Clinton, it would have said something. What does the Joe Biden decision say, John, about Senator Barack Obama?
I think the two biggest things it says, one, there's been this narrative out there saying, here's a guy with this huge ego. He thinks he's always right. Well, Joe Biden is no shrinking violet. You know him very well, Wolf. He is not going to be shy if he disagrees with Barack Obama. He'll do it in the private of the campaign meetings or in the Oval Office if they get that far. But Joe Biden will state his opinion, and he will state it quite firmly and passionately. So Barack Obama is proving here that he's willing to bring somebody in who might challenge him on a lot of things, who challenged him quite a bit in the Democratic debates. The other big factor is the big question for Barack Obama in a year where the Democrats are fundamentally favored, given all the political dynamics in the country, is he safe? That is the question. People are asking a 47-year-old guy, and yes, the first African-American major political nominee, is he safe to be commander-in-chief? Is he ready? Joe Biden brings a long resume of foreign policy experience that if you're a conservative Democrat who's sort of on the fence, or if you're somebody out there who's asking the commander-in-chief question, that could help them. We'll see how the campaign plays out. Go and say, here's a guy, you trust his judgment, you think he needs a little bit of help, a little bit of backup. Very similar, I think, and Republicans are going to light up my BlackBerry with emails, but remember George W. Bush, the question was, is this guy ready to be commander-in-chief? He picks an establishment figure like Dick Cheney, who the country knows, who has a lot of experience. I think you can draw some parallels to that.
And remember, on the eve of his announcement, on the eve of his decision, he was saying, I don't want a yes man. I don't want a yes person. I want someone who's going to go back and forth with me and make me a better president. And if we know Joe Biden, he's not a yes man. He's got a lot of strongly held views, not just on foreign policy, but on domestic issues, economic issues. He was chairman of the Senate Judiciary Committee and had some very, very controversial hearings on Supreme Court nominees.
You make a key point, because the first challenge is to electrify, unify, excite the Democratic base. There's already a great deal of enthusiasm on the Democratic side. The one thing Barack Obama did not want to do is pop that balloon. On the Judiciary Committee, Joe Biden very well liked by the groups that are involved in judicial selections, the ACLU, groups like that tend to lean to the left on foreign policy issues. That's the interesting question on foreign policy issues. Remember, in one of the debates early on, he was much more muscular than the rest of the Democrats, saying if you think it's genocide in Darfur, you might have to send troops, not just talk about it. So that'll be an interesting contrast. I think Joe Biden in the Democratic debates, did a very strong job, just didn't have the resources of Obama or Clinton, but B, was a much more Scoop Jackson-like, don't be afraid to use muscle, as well as the mouth and the bully pulpit of the United States.
The mobile phones were going off 3 o'clock in the morning not that long ago. An email to supporters from Senator Obama. I have some important news that I want to make official. I've chosen Joe Biden to be my running mate. Joe and I will appear for the first time as running mates this afternoon in Springfield, Illinois, the same place this campaign began more than 19 months ago. And then he goes on to talk a little bit about that and ask for help from their supporters.